ba ba ba.
Silo! Hello, hi. Happy, what is it today? It's it's a Thursday. Happy Thursday! Why did I think it was Saturday? Happy Thursday! And for those of you who live in United States, happy day of escapism and freedom, ? I did see that some people are stuck in traffic. I'm sorry for your loss. I heckin' hate traffic, so I hope that you don't get car sick, because that's literally the worst. I fucking hate that shit. So hopefully you get out of that soon. Maybe because it's the 4th of July, maybe everyone will work extra hard so that you can be free from traffic, right? That's a form of freedom. ? I don't fucking know. I'm not from United States, okay? It's a little bit different. And Eric, thank you for the 6 months. Happy 6 months. Thank you. I don't think I'm cute. I'm just weird. I just exist, you know? Yes. It's Canada, so no traffic from that. Oh, so no freedom for you then. Rippin' pepperoni. I guess you're stuck there. Sorry, I can't help you. I believe the Freedom Day for Canada was like 3 days ago. So, you sound really American. Oh, I do not happen to be. I mean, to be fair, I am from the raccoon world in general, but even there, I'm from Raccoonada. Yes. Da. Channel says detail says USA. I mean, to be fair, also, I think every one of the girls' channel says that. We also don't set that. So yeah. But I am Raccoonadian, yes. To be fair, though, I feel like in terms of if you think that I sound American, that's probably not too far off, given that a lot of people in the like Pacific Northwest area, so anyone who's like along a sea coastline, on the western side of North America in general, for like the northern part of it, a lot of us tend to sound pretty similar, even if we're not even all that close to the coastline anymore. But it's kind of like, even if you go all the way down to California, there's a lot of similarities in the way that people speak there, and like even if you go like up into Raccoonada, right? Yeah, it's not even just like the parts that are right along the borderline, but there's also things that, add to that. For example, a lot of television shows were shared between Raccoonada and United States of raccoons. There's a lot of different things that kind of go back and forth over the borders, so there's a lot of things that are similarities. On the other hand, there's certain words that when I say them, it's pretty obvious that I have a particular accent. Yeah. So the internet homogenized a lot of language too. Yeah, I mean, modernly, like more frequently, more recently, like things like TikTok or more popular YouTube things have meant that spoken language can catch on in different areas. But prior to that, it was a lot of like written language things. So a lot of slang would travel over, but not necessarily accents. Yeah. Listen to her pronounce sorry. I don't even say sorry, weirdly. But I know that there's a difference in like things like bag and flag, because usually it's bag and flag. Yeah. So it is what it is. It is what it is. How do you feel about Tomomi wanting to marry an American for a passport, bro? I mean, if that's what will make that cute tiger happy, that's what makes the cute tiger happy, right? I mean, to be fair, there are a lot of problems. I mean, if Canada is anything like Raccoonada, there are a lot of problems. Now, there are also a lot of upsides and things that we do really, really well, but there are a lot of problems. And a lot of those currently have to do with cost of living. So, Yeah, because, like, if you want to live in a major city, and most people who are, like, younger in life want to live in a major city, right? That's where stuff happens. It's also where a lot of jobs happen to be. But living in a major city in anywhere in Raccoonania means that you're going to get a rent that is, like, minimum 2K in, like, the big cities. I say big with quotation marks because I don't think there's really any Raccoonadian city that worldwide would be considered all that large. But, you know, for us. Yeah. Like, I've lived places where the average is like 2,500 for a one bed. I've lived places where it's 1,800 for a one bed. But even 1,800 is far too fucking expensive, and that wasn't even in a big city, and it made me want to die. And that's a while ago, because I think it's currently even higher than that on average. Yeah, so let's just say cities are expensive, and that's why I have to transit into work for a little over an hour, because I can't afford that shit. A lot of people can't afford that shit, and it's not going down. And grocery prices also are a problem, because if you are from Canada or Raccoonania, or keep up with any sort of news on it, you know that there's an issue with the fact that, like, Loblaws apparently owns like the monopoly on I mean, most things in general, but groceries in Raccoonania. So it's like $7 to get like a small thing of lettuce in a lot of places, whereas it used to be like $2, like within the last 3 to 5 years. So yeah, there's a cost of living issue. So, like, you know, Tomomi is saying that she wants to go to America. That's fine. If that works best for her, then, like, that's, you know, that's great. Personally, a lot of my family is around here. And for me, that's kind of the reason that I'm like, all right, well, I'll fucking deal with prices and whatever. I can figure it out. I can budget. I'm good at budgeting. But yeah, like, my whole family is up here. I don't really know anyone in the United States of Raccoonania. I don't like, all of my education for if I needed to get a day job, none of that is really all that transferable, because a lot of certain things up here are run in a very specific way, but also, like, for example, if I was still a teacher and I wanted to move somewhere, I would have to get, like, recertified, because the education system is different in every single country, right? So I wouldn't just be able to take that certification and immediately start working as a teacher. I would have to, like, go through some stuff first, get, like, recertified, do all the application stuff, and then learn a completely different system that I was supposed to teach in, right? And that's the same for a lot of different jobs. Now, other jobs, completely transferable. For example, if you're like an engineer and you go from one place to another, I mean, you'll still have to get recertified, because every country will have a board of certifications. But, you know, math generally stays the same no matter where you're going. You're gonna have to learn new laws and stuff. Like, for example, if certain pipes aren't allowed to be used and you work in plumbing, or there's certain, like, structures or certain, like, things that you need to be able to, like, remember this is illegal in this country and it wasn't in the last country. Things like that. But it's still very, very easily transferable. But yeah, a lot of jobs are not necessarily easily transferable, and that happens to be the case for, well, theoretically, it's not, like, untransferable for my particular job in the raccoon world. But the systems that I would be working on are very, very different. So I'm not, like, it would take a lot of work to try to figure out how that would be transferable over. Also, I think a lot of the places that I particularly would enjoy living in United States are not all that much cheaper. Not all that much cheaper than just doing what I do and, like, living in, like, living away from the city a bit and, like, going in and out of the cities. So it is what it is, right? But if you want to, like, live in a city and have everything close to you, then Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is the US has a lot more people. Has a lot more, and because of that has a lot more opportunity, a lot more things that you can possibly do. But like, you know, I think Raccoonania or Canada also have things that are nice about them, right? It's just a trade-off. It's a trade-off. Time to head out into the bush and live off the land. If I thought that I could do that without immediately dying, maybe. I've lived pretty far north multiple times in like very small towns, but like never without like running water. On the other hand, I've gone like camping and stuff. We used to do like family vacations and it was straight up just like a road trip and camping all across. So like I'm used to like outhouses and the outdoors and whatever. I can start a fire, I can like set up a tent, I like, you know, but I would prefer not to have to boil my own water so that I could drink it. You know? Also, I have tummy problems, and that wouldn't end well. It wouldn't end well. It wouldn't end well. Theoretically, I could do it and probably last. I'd say I could last for like a couple of weeks, maybe, before I passed away. I don't think I would do it well. I would have all the knowledge to do it, but I don't think I would be able to do it well. We're gonna put it that way, you know? Oh, you have a seminar. I hope you have fun at your seminar, Jello Noel. I hope you have fun. Nomad living is quite doable. Okay, nomad living is different though than like going out into the bush. You know, because like when you think of nomadic living nowadays, usually people are talking about like living in like a van or a camper or something and going from place to place. And then you can live on like campsites or places where you can park trailers, things like that. And it's a lot more doable because usually you have like a tank and you can empty that and fill that, and you have like running water to some extent when you fill it up. But I can't drive, so so I can't be a nomad in that style either. Also, I would simply pass away without a really good internet connection. I do love being connected to the internet because it does mean that I can do things like, you know, hang out with you guys and stream and play Minecraft and talk to people. And, you know, most of my interaction in general on a day-to-day basis is online, so. Jello Noel, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you, I appreciate it. And if you did get one of those, please do make sure to thank our lovely Jello Noel and welcome on in. I am going to try. I've been saying this for a while, but then I fucking got sick and then I lost my voice and then I got sick a little bit more and my voice is still doing a thing. I promise I have a script up that I've been meaning to record this entire time. I fucking promise, okay? I promise. It's as soon as I can exist, I have to record other things, and when I say that, I'm sure that everyone knows exactly what I'm recording for now, but, you know, I've got to record for other things, and you know, we're doing our best, I promise it's coming, I promise. I've got a bunch of things open. I was really kind of hoping to be able to do the ASMR week, like next week, and then I was like, no, we'll do the 12-hour stream next week, because that'll be exactly 2 months after my birthday, and then maybe the week after that we'll do a thing so that there's ASMR content every day. I think that'll work. I think that might be fine. Yeah. Am I a bear, a raccoon, or an ancient dwarf wizard? I'm a tanuki. I'm a tanuki, which is a Japanese or an Asian animal, but the English translation is raccoon dog, which is because it's a raccoon-colored dog, essentially. I'm a raccoon-colored dog. There's also tiny homes. Tiny homes are, I think, more of like an American thing, like a United Statesian thing, because, like, tiny home means it's a home, which means there's land, and land is really expensive in Raccoonania. I mean, I don't know too much about like average houses in different places, but suffice to say, if I were to live in the big city, like the big city that's I guess the biggest city that's nearby that like people internationally would know to me, I believe the average purchasing cost of a 1-bedroom apartment, like if you were to be able to buy an apartment, is like $600,000. Which is why I don't fucking live in the city. And that's about the same size as a tiny house, except in a tiny house, you would have a yard. So yeah, that's not a thing here. We'll just say that that's not a thing here. I know that there are a lot of places in the United States, yeah, where you could get it for, you know, you go live in an area where there's less people and you could have a whole ass house and stuff. Now, there are places in Raccoonania that are far cheaper than that because, like I said, that's a major, like, internationally known city sort of idea. So, like, that's like Raccoonania's version of, like, not I say version of, shitty version of like, yeah, like New York or LA or Houston or whatever. But I do know that like in when I was looking at price at places in I think it was it Houston? Was it Dallas? I don't know, somewhere in Texas, you could get like a 4-bedroom house for the same price as like for like $600,000-$700,000, and I was like, oh yeah, that's still expensive, but somehow it seems more doable, which is really sad. That should not seem doable to me. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, that's an acceptable I've been brainwashed. I've just been like shown these ridiculously high prices for so long that my brain is like, oh yeah, same price, but for something bigger somewhere else? Oh, that's fantastic. Unless you have a rich family member to loan from with 0% interest. Yeah, essentially. Bye, Jello Noel. Have fun. I hope it's not too stressful and you know, it's a good time. Like buy things when you can dumpster dive? Yeah, essentially. It is what it is. Debt free in this economy? Yeah. Yeah, houses are certainly something. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I feel like a lot of people, whether they're in my generation or the one before or the one after even, are kind of just like sitting here like, yeah, you know, maybe in like 100 years when it's okay for my parents to pass away. Because they're not allowed to before then. You know, they've got to stick around for a good hot moment. So maybe in 100 years, they can pass their house on to me and then I'll own a house. Until that day, no. It's illegal. I'm pretty sure. It feels illegal, you know? It feels illegal. What about Bro Hart? Bro Hart can do whatever Bro Hart does, honestly. I'm sure that man will probably end up getting, like, purchasing property at some point, because he's always been about the get-rich-quick scheme sort of things, but I think he's finally figured out that he actually has to put in work to get money. But yeah, so like his entire life he would do little things. Like I've told you guys before that like when Hart went to Asia, he would always ask for like cigarettes or something, like a carton of cigarettes, so that he could sell them in the high school's smoke pit. He didn't smoke, but he knew that people would pay money for it. So that's what he would like ask for as a present from Hart when she went back to visit family and stuff. Yeah, so that's who Bro Hart is. And then he went and got a business degree, and he did a whole bunch of stuff with that and other things. But this man also has lived with Ma and Pa Hart until the panini, essentially. Yeah, so until like a handful of years ago, I guess. Within the last 5 years, he's finally moved out. So he's had a lot of bonus time to like save money and stuff. And he went back to school kind of like I did a second time to get a new job because he decided he didn't like business. And his current occupation is money. He gets paid well. So I'm sure that eventually this man will get himself a place. Yeah. Because he's always been about like get good money, get good things, do well for yourself. But at the same time, he's like, oh, I could live on the street. That doesn't sound that hard. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot and you're a spoiled brat. You would fucking die on this street. Oh, I'm sorry, Chief. I feel that. I understand how hard that can be. I wish you all the best. I hope you're doing as well as you could possibly be doing in that situation, which I know isn't always great. But I hope that you're doing okay, and I hope that you have people that you love around you for it. Because, yeah, that shit is hard. That shit's hard. And yeah, I mean, you guys know that I lost my grandpa this year too, so I feel it. That never gets easier to go through, Chief, and I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing all right. Yeah. It is no fun. Maybe I can live on the street. How the heck does anyone? Yeah. So that whole conversation happened because Bro Hart didn't want to move out of Mom and Pa Hart's place, and they were like, you need to get out now. Get out. Suffice to say, he was at an age where he really should have been out a while ago. At that point, and they knew he had the money to be out of the house, but he just didn't want to because he wanted to use money for other things. And so he was like, oh yeah, like this would be a great way to save money. I could just like live on the street. And we were like, that's a stupid idea. That's a stupid idea. And then he was like talking about like, oh, like you could do this, and if you had a gym membership, you can use their shower, and you could blah, 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 and here's the ways that you, and I was just like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, sure, in theory, all of that sounds like a good idea, but in practice, none of that shit is safe or easy. Because also, how the hell do you think you're gonna keep anything safe if you live on the street? There's a reason that a lot of people who are without homes, like they push around carts and stuff, because that's everything that they own. That is everything that is theirs in life. And they have to make sure that that goes with them everywhere, right? So how are you gonna pull up with your entire closet to work every day? You're fucking not, but you're not gonna have anywhere to put it, okay? Your mom did that by choice. You did not agree and it did not end well. Yeah, that's kind of it, right? Like, that's the thing. He was thinking of doing it by choice, and I was like, there's no fucking shot that's going to end well for you. There is no way that that is going to end well. He leaves it with family and friends. No one's gonna fucking take all of his shit. Like, what? No, that's not how that works. No. He'd have an interesting time getting a job with no fixed address. Yeah, again, he's, so like, I'm fully aware. I am fully aware that I have had, in terms of my parents and my upbringing, a decently cushy life, right? Like, we weren't rich by any means, but we were like firmly middle class. We are firmly middle class. My parents and me growing up with them, right? So like, I was never worried about like, where does the food come from? Or like, am I going to have a roof over my head? Like, that was never a problem for me. And I recognize that I'm incredibly lucky for that, because part of that is my dad, Pa Hart, grew up incredibly poor. So there were multiple times where they didn't have a house, and like they had to couch surf or be homeless with him and his siblings and his mom, my grandma, my Mima. So he worked really fucking hard to make sure that me and Bro Hart were like, you know, taken care of. He very much was of the mindset of like, I have to be solid myself before I have a family. And he very much worked incredibly hard to do that, right? And that's why for me as well, I kind of took that and like, I don't like doing things unless I know that I will be okay even if something goes wrong, right? So like, I don't like spending money on things unless I know that like, I have a budget plan, I know things are gonna go well, because I wanna have that fallback option. But like, I recognize that. and I know that I'm lucky, and like even if everything were to go wrong, right? Even if I were to be like evicted because I couldn't pay rent, or even if I got fired or I got incredibly sick and I couldn't work anymore or something, like I know Ma and Pa Hart would be like okay with me going back and hanging out with them for a while, right? Like, but I know a lot of people don't have that option. Bro Hart, on the other fucking hand, does not know that he is a lucky son of a bitch. This man also was way more spoiled than me because he's the only man in the family. And it is actually a decently large family. But he is the only boy, or he was the only boy until my cousin was born, and my cousin is like, fuck, 15 years younger than me or some shit. Anyway, so he's very used to just kind of getting anything he wants when he looks at it, and he doesn't realize that's not normal, and he doesn't realize that things don't work out for everyone at all times. So he thinks he can do a lot of stuff that he like realistically cannot do. Like should not do. Jacob, thank you for the soup. I appreciate it. So what is your dad? What do you mean, what is my dad? What, Superman? Question mark? I don't know. Auntie H, cousin Cyon? Yeah, I mean, I was in like early high school. So for people who had middle school, that would be like, yeah, like late middle school, early high school, when my cousin was conceived? Question mark? In my auntie's belly? Question mark? Cause I may or may not have been forced to paint her stomach as if it was an Easter egg while she was pregnant. And that is a memory that I will never be able to forget. You know? Yeah. Oh, what's my dad's occupation? Oh, he's retired now. I don't think I've ever said his exact occupation, but we'll just say that he does math and physics for funsies. Like, he thinks that those are really fun. He thinks that that's a really good time. He also has the ability to fix all things that go wrong in a house, anything from electrical wires to plumbing. And currently, as a hobby, he rebuilds motorcycles. So if you can think of a common thing in all of those, you'll probably have his profession. Pa Hart, occupation, everything, yeah. He did a lot of different things. I have said before that he did, for a while, teach math, because he went over to Africa, and he taught math in Africa, and he moved around and did a lot of stuff, and that's where he learned to ride a motorcycle, apparently. Was it Zimbabwe? I know that was one of the places he went. I don't think that's where he spent most of his time, though. There were barracudas. I heard a lot about barracudas growing up. Yes. Where am I? YouTube trying to say that with this, what is, oh, yeah. It might mean that you like anime. Or anime girls, or people who talk a lot. I am all three of those. Or like video games, because we play a lot of those usually, but today is just a chatting thing. We're just hanging out, we're just having a good time. Sounds like your dad. Your dad likes motorcycles too and can fix almost anything. Nice, yes. Does your dad also like fly fishing by any chance? I feel like fly fishing is also a very dad thing. Yes. He sounds so based. My dad is simultaneously the coolest person I know and also the lamest person I know. I say lamest person I know because he's the reason that I am a nerd at all. So when I say lame, I don't mean like I think he's lame. I mean like I'm pretty sure like he was bullied. He was bullied in high school. He was locked in lockers and shit, okay? Like this man is why growing up I watched every fucking spy movie that there was in that particular time frame. Like he brought me to Star Wars stuff. We used to read books together. We did like sci-fi shit. Like we read comics and stuff. He was a professional speed walker, like competitively. He was in, dude, when Glee was popular, I was like, oh, my parents won't know what this is. So I was like, and then one time I like talked about it and Pa Hart was like, oh yeah, I know what that is. And I was like, what, how the fuck do you know what Glee is? He was like, oh, I was on the Glee, I was on the Glee team at school in high school. And I was like, You can't sing. You can't even hold a note. What do you mean you were on the... What? Yeah, so this man is not musically inclined. He is 0% musically inclined. He can play the spoons. And this is something that he says. This isn't me like picking on him. He's like the instruments that he can play are like electrical instruments used to like get data and spoons. Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. He's the pocket protector type. He is. Yeah. His favorite color is beige. I once drew him a picture for his birthday, and I based it off of another picture that we had from years and years ago, and he was wearing the exact same outfit when I gave it to him for his birthday. So, yeah. Hart is fantastic. And next time I go visit them, I'm bringing my laptop with me so I can record their reactions to other VTubers and stuff, because I owe you guys a video for that. But yeah, I had to I couldn't find my laptop. I didn't know what I don't know how, but it was in the like back of my shoe closet for some reason, which doesn't make any sense, and I don't know why I would have put it there, but I found it eventually. So next time I go visit them, I'm gonna bring that along. Yeah. Hearing my family reaction sounds fun. Yes, I'm excited to see. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna have some of them like Mizmas, and I'm certain Hart's gonna be like, oh, why? I think Hart's gonna be like, oh, that's cool, and like talk about things, and then I'm pretty sure Hart's gonna be like, wow, that's fucking lame, unless he tries to pretend that he's a cool person. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Hart's gonna be like taken aback by a lot of different things, by a lot of different VTubers. Maybe your buns are watching things they shouldn't in the back of the closet. How dare they? How dare they? And what do you mean by a country person, Hunter? What do you mean by that? Hart might pick up streaming as another hobby. Honestly, I've been trying to convince him that he would be a really interesting streamer. Or at the very least, like, he would make interesting videos. Because I know that, like, like handyman, like, how do you fix this kind of videos do decently well. And he's got a good personality, so. Like, if you guys think that I am funny, which I would question, but I would question, but a lot of my personality in general, I very much take after Hart. Hart hates it because every time she tries to take photos at the table for the family, me and Hart are sitting here like, doing stupid faces and just pulling like silly little things, and her and Hart are like. And then there's just, you know, us in the back corner, 100% ruining everything that she wants. Yeah. So, we'll see. I've been trying to convince him, but he has recently got into like a video person or like a streamer who does like motorcycle content, and he's been watching a lot of her stuff. And I was like, you could do that too. So maybe I'm slowly getting there. Maybe someday there will be a Hart debut. You mean living a good life with animals and work as a mechanic? Oh, no. No. I've lived in, like, country areas before. I've grown up in some places that were, like, lots of farms, and, like, I've ridden horses, and I've had, like, family friends who own ranches and stuff. But, no, I'm very much a, even if we've lived in small towns, more of a city person. Yeah. I'm good with animals, but I don't have the stamina to be able to do, like, farming things, for example, for long periods of time. No, I can't do that. Yeah, so, like, I've lived in places where I've been, like, exposed to that kind of thing. But, yeah, I'm even if my whole family did that, for example, I don't have the like the physical capabilities of doing that. Even when I like did play a lot of sports and was more physically fit, if you're new here, you might not know, but all the informants who are regulars have probably already caught on that I get sick pretty often. Some of it's my own fault, but yeah, my body in general is not the most well put together. Let's say, yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. You miss the country life sometimes, but waking up at 4 a.m. every morning pass. Ooh, I used to have to do that, but that was to like practice piano, and that was like not of my own volition either. So I feel that. I feel that. Yeah. No running on top of bales even though you're allergic. Yeah, I'm heavily allergic to like anything that's alive. I would simply pass away. How sick do you get often? Or do you mean how often do I get sick? Because I get sick every like 2 to 3 weeks. Usually it's like small sick so I can like still stream through it and work through it and stuff. Yeah. But I get, usually, let's just say that like, even though I only work part-time in Raccoon World work, I still have to call in sick usually like once every like 2 months or so, something like that, because I like straight up just like, I can't see. Because I do get migraines, and I've been really lucky that I haven't had to cancel a lot of streams for that, but I literally like lose my vision completely when I get migraines, and I literally just like, I can't fucking see. And I also often lose my voice when I get sick, which has actually just got over, so my voice is still a little scratchy, but so usually I get things a lot like that are like colds or flus, things like that, that like it hurts and I need to sleep more and I need to chill, but like usually I can work through them still. But yeah, I'm just we'll just say that if I was born in like any other era, I probably would have died off by now. I am like the world's worst version of everything. And it's so funny because like from the outside, for people who like don't know me, you would look at me and you would probably assume that I am incredibly healthy, just based on like my physical appearance, and based on the fact that when I am sick, unless I'm comfortable with you, I'm not gonna fucking let you know that I'm in pain. There's no shot. So I'm just gonna be like a normal fucking person. Yeah. It is what it is, you know, it is what it is. But yeah. Must be a terrible experience working through that. No, it's pretty normal for me now, honestly. Like I've told you guys before that like with chronic headaches and stuff, like I always have a headache. I always have like some sort of pain. Like in my, like either my joints or my back or my tummy. I've always got something going on. So it's really, honestly, it's pretty normal for me. And it kind of always has been. So it's one of those things where like, if it wasn't painful, I would probably question what the fuck was up. And I would probably get really, really paranoid. If one day I like woke up and nothing hurt, I think I would get really paranoid. I'd be like, oh my God, am I dying? Oh my God, am I dying? Why do it's not even why do I feel normal though, because like I said, like my normal is like a chronic baseline, right? So like if that were to get better, I think I would be like really like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what? Yeah. Used to wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. when you went to school because of anxiety. Oh. Yeah, no, I get anxious about a lot of things, but not school. I used to actually really, really like school. I really, really like school, or I did. So it was never really a bother for me, but I didn't like waking up early to play the piano because for all the informants who've been here for a while, they know, but for anyone who might just be dropping in, I'm essentially nocturnal. So I go to bed at about 6 a.m. Now that I'm allowed to do that, so... Am I a panty and stocking enjoyer? Yes. Wait, what's the song? I need the song now. Wait, I need the song. No, stop. Stop, random ad. Stop it. No, I don't want Fly Away now. There was one particular, was it the opening? Oh well. Fly away now, fly away now, fly away. right, D-City Rock. I was gonna say, I get D-City Rock stuck in my head still every once in a while. Will I ever remember the name? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will never remember the name. New season? Okay, but like, I'm gonna work real hard not to be excited about that, honestly. Because is it gonna be a new season of the same thing? You know, like a start continuation with all of the same things? Or is it going to be, you know, someone, like a new thing that's riding on the original? Does that make sense? It's one of those things where I'm gonna sit here and just like be tentatively optimistic, but sequels can be really hit or miss, especially if they've taken place a good chunk of time after the original. For example, Young Justice was fucking great, okay? And then it got canceled, and then everyone was like, why the fuck did you cancel that? That was a fantastic show. And then a couple of years later, because there was so much like, we want this to continue, they brought it back and it was fucking garbage. They brought it back and it was fucking garbage, okay? And that has happened with a lot of different things where, you know, something that is very beloved comes back and they've just done something. They've done something and you don't really want to think about it, but that's, you know, that's where that lives now. And you're really not sure why the fuck it does, but it does. We could try to do a watch along and critique it, maybe. When does it come out? New Panty and Stocking release date. Oh, I don't think they've announced the release date yet, but there will be a announcement in panel at AX. Is that what this is? All right. I mean, at the very least, it's the same studio, so... Teen Titans Go. Oh my god. Fucking Teen Titans Go. No. The entire Panty and Stocking OST is a banger. Yeah, honestly, Panty and Stocking was absolutely fucking wild, and I love it. And did I once do a police look for Panty when I was a baby cosplayer? Maybe. They're pretty fucking great. Panty and Stocking was incredibly popular as well when it first came out, like incredibly popular. And it was really fun. It was really silly. It didn't take itself super seriously, and you could kind of tell that with like the way that the animation styles would just switch on a dime. So I think it was really fun, right? It was really like an obviously adult show. In a time where a lot of people were like, oh, anime, oh, cartoons, those are for kids. And like it was not, oh my god, that was not for kids. Oh my gosh. It was certainly something. It was certainly something. I do not hate Teen Titans. I in fact love Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go is just very different. That's the thing. It's yeah, as Waverly said, it may be a decent standalone, but it must not be compared to the original. Yeah, so the style of humor completely changed. The style of the animation completely changed. The storytelling was very different. Yeah, so it was just not, it didn't have the same feeling, and that's what threw a lot of people who loved the original Teen Titans like well off of Teen Titans Go. And I know that they did do some crossover episodes as well. That like kind of showcased the differences. Yeah. It's like the original had some, I don't want to say edgy, but it had some more like more serious moments and the characters like went through some shit. And Go is very much like, even if they do, there's a lot of like, you know, like poop jokes and like slapstick sort of humor style. I haven't seen all of it, obviously. I've only seen a couple of things pertaining to it, because like I don't really like the animation style that it was done in, so I didn't really give it honestly, I didn't give it a fair shot. But it's not my style of humor, it's not my style of animation, so I was like, okay, I'm leaving this for whoever does like it. And obviously it did decently, because it ran for a good chunk of time, you know. But if it had Raven, you rest your case. I fucking love Raven. I heckin' love Raven. Oh my god, she's so fantastic. I love her so much. Did I convince myself at some point in my baby life that I would attempt to become her at some point? As if you could fucking become a demon with magical powers. Maybe. Have a good night, Hunter. Have a good night. Your brother said he likes Teen Titans Go more than the original intro. I mean, the intros, that's your own thing too, right? Like if you like a certain style of music, then that you like a certain style of music. I really love the original Teen Titans intro. Teen Titans Go! But that's also because it's from Puffy Amiyumi, and I liked a good chunk of their songs in that particular time period, so it feels very nostalgic. That's the other thing. You know, if it's something that you have grown up with or was very important in a certain time of your life, you're obviously going to be biased towards it. So, yeah. Teen Titans Go reminded you of Totally Spies, where it was secretly a kink show. Oh my god, really? Did they, in that animation style? How the fuck? I say how the fuck, but I don't really actually want to know how the fuck. Because that's certainly something. If you ask who's Puppy Yumi, oh, it's Puffy Amiyumi. Puffy Amiyumi. They also had their own show in that time period. Puffy Amiyumi. Hi, Puffy Amiyumi show. Hi, Puffy Amiyumi show. Anyway, they were a Japanese duo that did like pop rock and rock music. Yeah. But they were very cute. Yeah. So they did the original intro for Teen Titans. They had their own little show. They did some other stuff. Yeah, very fun. That rings a childhood bell now. Yeah, they were really cute. The one episode where Raven gets rid of her cloak. I like her cloak though. It looks really comfy. I wish cloaks were in style. Because like people say like, oh, like it doesn't matter if it's in style. You could just walk around with it no matter what. And I'm like, you could. You could. But you could also get a lot of really weird and suspicious glares and stares. And there's no fucking shot you could go shopping with that without everyone following you and thinking that you've put stuff into it. And you know. So I would love if cloaks could just make just a little bit of a comeback, you know. Even ponchos. For a while, ponchos were also really, really popular. Was that the late 2000s, early 2010s? I think ponchos came back in style, and I was like, this is great. The next step is cloaks, and it never became cloaks, and I was really fucking sad about that. But yeah, you know, but you can wear cloaks at like, you know, Ren fairs and anime fests and conventions, and you'll be less out of place there. But I don't think I could personally wear a cloak down the outfit cloak down the street as like a normal everyday outfit and like feel okay. Because, you know, I would prefer for people not to think that I'm about to mug them. And for some reason, that's what a cloak tells people, which it shouldn't, because that doesn't make any sense. Because why would I wear an outfit where I am more distinct to do that one-word trench coats, yeah, that's kind of, I guess, like the modern day version. But even trench coats, unless you're in Europe and it's like a very like modernized trench coat, if you wear a trench coat, people are also gonna look at you funny. I say this as someone who may or may not own a a leather trench coat that I originally bought for a Spike cosplay for like a one-day event that never saw the light of day, thank fucking God, from Buffy. So I just have this giant black leather trench coat, and I've worn it out a couple of times, and every time I do, the looks are just so funny. And like, honestly, I don't really give a fuck, 'cause like I'm never gonna see these people again. But every once in a while, the anxiety gets the better of you, and you're like, I'm gonna go home now and never wear this again. I'm gonna go home now and so like, it's more than like, you know, it's for me, it's more like, I just don't want that one particular thing to happen, and then I am not going to be okay for the rest of the day or possibly longer. So if I'm gonna go outside anyway, which I'm not overly fond of doing to begin with, I might as well do it in something comfy that like no one's gonna take a second look at, unless I'm with other people. Then I'm okay being a little bit more silly with things that I wear, because I own a decent amount of silly things, but yeah. Conspicuously inconspicuous, yeah, exactly, yeah. It's the resting face you have when you're wearing it. Yeah, so my resting face. Generally very unimpressed. Very unimpressed. Sometimes looks like I'm going to murder people. I have on multiple occasions had friends tell me that their friends that they introduced me for were wondering if I was mad at them and if they did something. Instead, I'm just awkward. Yeah. Have a good night, Raymu. Have a good night. Yeah, it's just what my face looks like when there's no other expression, and it happens to not be super friendly. So yeah, if you think that, and then you add like a leather trench coat and like combat boots to that look, it's not it's not always the greatest thing in terms of public presentation, you know? Yeah. Wait, combat boots? Yeah, I've said that before. I really like boots. I used to only wear combat and hiking boots for a while. Can't do that anymore. I actually mainly just wear runners now, but I do have, I don't have my proper combat boots anymore. But now now the only boots I have are like fashion combat boots. But I used to have a bunch that were like surplus actual like combat army boots and stuff. Yeah. For a while the leather trench coat was not all that out of place in terms of my like what fashion style I liked to portray myself with. So yeah, there's a reason it's still in the closet. I very much don't wear it anymore, but I did for a hot second. And I like to keep pieces that like have memories for myself. So yeah. Trying to work on being less approachable? Oh. Yeah, I tried to work on being more approachable. Because I've been told a lot of times that like I'm not the most of I don't look the most approachable a lot of the time, and so I worked really hard on being more approachable, and then I kept getting asked on the street like how to get places and for directions and stuff, so I stopped trying to be approachable. I also had a couple of guys try to shoot their shot, and I was like, sorry, I'm here to get coffee. But thank you. I hope you have a nice day. Because I only know how to have conversations about anime and video games. And none of them looked like they... None of the... I know that this is me judging people, but none of them looked like they were going to be nerdy in any way, shape, or form. Like, these were people who, like, looked like they had their shit together, and I was like, I don't want to... you don't actually want to talk to me. You think that I'm someone I'm not right now. So then I went back to being unapproachable. Do you ever wonder if the people who ask for directions made it to their destination? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I still have people ask me for directions a lot of the time when I'm waiting for like transit and stuff. Usually though in that case it's because there's like no one else around, right? So like it's kind of me or no one. Yeah. But yes, I gave up on trying to look more approachable to the average person. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not good at talking to people. It makes me panic. Unless I am the one who is like, all right, like I've like prepared myself for it, and I've like, you know, like built myself up to have a conversation with some random person. Otherwise, I panic. I panic. So, yeah. Coffee and anime talks. Yeah, that's right. Like, I don't know. What else do I talk about? I'm like, okay, random shit. Oh my, could you imagine if a cursed fact came out of my mouth? Someone's like, hey, I think you're cute. And I'm like, did you know that fucking sunfish are useless and used as frisbees by dolphins? I feel like I would have spent a lot of time in like psychiatric wards if I just said the things that are in my head if random people were to talk to me, you know? You're not good at talking to people face to people? I'm fucking terrible at talking face to face with people. Yeah. Yeah. If they thought you looked less nerdy than you were, maybe you thought the same of them. If they thought you looked less nerdy than you were, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Possibly. You know, there's always the chance. There's always the chance. But, again, the panic. The panic, okay? I mean, for those of you who have been around for a hot second, I've told you what me trying to talk to people in a contained environment looked like when I went to Offkai. I am not good. I am not good at social situations, all right? I have to work really, really hard to like come across as being half of a person. So yeah, it's fine when I get comfortable, but when it's just like a random place and someone comes up to me, I'm not. I will immediately fail miserably at being a person. Cereal spaghetti spiller? Yeah. Yeah, the anxiety really does me dirty sometimes. Yeah. So, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. And I'm hoping that someday Shh. There's no one here. Sounds like that they're going in the wrong way. So like someone obviously tipped them off incorrectly. Otherwise they'd probably be up here for now, but it's fine. It's fine. You don't talk to other people, only to my family? Yeah, that sounds about right. I talk to people at work. I talk to my family, and then I talk to like my small friend group that I've had the same friends for like a decade. And that's about it. That's approximately it. So, you tipped them off away from your direction, boss? Thank you, Zatsupan. I do appreciate that. Yes. Ah, going for dinner. Have fun, have fun, have fun, have a good time. I hope it's a delicious dinner, because it is, you know, dinner is fantastic. I love dinner. I should get dinner. Thinking about that, maybe I should order myself some food. Okay, well, I'm just thinking to myself, like, oh, maybe we should make the chatting stream shorter than I originally was thinking. And like, I should order myself food so that I can have food and do good things. Yeah, to do good things while we have our collab stream in 2 hours. Maybe I should get food. Hello, Eugene. Are you done? Hello. Welcome. Large pizza. I cannot get pizza right now. I would simply pass away, I think. Yeah. Especially though, in general, if I do get things like pizza, I'm not eating that before stream. There's no shot. If I do that, it will not be a very long stream. I will simply fucking die in my chair. So yeah. No, if I were to get pizza, it would be like well after. So maybe chicken strips. Maybe I'll order myself some chicken strips. Maybe we'll go like half an hour more and I'll get some chicken strips. Is it the cheese? I'm literally allergic to dairy. Yeah, it's the cheese. Yeah. And I'm really excited to collab with Daya. I heckin' love Daya, man. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna be on the VSMP server. We're gonna be running around doing some silly little things. Yeah. I don't know exactly how long it's gonna be, because I know that we're starting at like 9 p.m. or so. And I know that Daya has a much better sleep schedule than, like, you know, me or most people, honestly. So, yeah, I don't know exactly how long the collab's gonna be, but it's the VSMP server, and we're gonna look around and do some things, and if it's a relatively short one, I'll probably still stay on for a little bit longer. Maybe I'll show you guys. Last night I was on and I was working on my storage system. Yeah, I was working on my storage system, and I made the decision to redo the entire thing. So I'm about halfway through my putting my storage system back together, because I decided in all of my glory that I wanted it to be at least half redstone, which is certainly a decision. Is it a good decision? Probably not, given that a lot of the small things that honestly should have been the things that I added into the redstone system, I did not add into the redstone system. Because I didn't want to lower the floor anymore, and now that I'm thinking about it, I really should have just done that. So now I'm like, maybe do I redo it all again? Which is certainly a problem, and I don't really want to rip up my entire floor again so that I can lower it and put a new system in for the redstoning. But I might, unless I mean, I could edit the system. No, but you need it to be taller. Yeah, I think if I want to, I might just have to rip out the entire floor and redo the entire thing again. Tell Suri to do the redstone stuff. Oh no, I know how it works. And this particular, for storage sorting systems, it's actually a really simple system in general. It just takes up a little bit of space if you want to have it double. And of course it takes up a lot of components, because it's not as if I have a whole bunch of redstone lying around or anything. So yeah, it's been a hot second. It's a lot of hoppers. I could have used like a water system instead behind it to move all of the items around, but I didn't. So hoppers, lots and lots of hoppers, and I still need to make more. But we do have an iron farm at Kana's, so it's more like I need to get a whole bunch of wood to make chests so that I can put those together. Yeah, but first I have to decide if I want to lower the floor again for like the 12 millionth time. Because I was just thinking about it and I was like, you know, it's all the small things that usually I want to put in a sorting system, right? I don't want to have to run around and like empty, like I have one cracked stone brick and one normal stone brick and 2 pieces of dirt and a quartz, and I don't want to have to run around and put those all in different chests. But then the stone bricks I've not put into the sorting system, but I do have stone in the sorting system and cobble in the sorting system, just like the full blocks, and I was like, maybe. So we'll see, you know. Life is a mistake, and here I am. I cannot make decisions. I cannot make decisions worth shit, and I feel like some of you already know that. You know, I do things. I will make an executive decision, and I'll do them, and then I'll be like, "This executive decision was incorrect. This was wrong," and that's kind of where we are right now. I've done the thing, and I regret the thing. Yeah. But you know, we'll decide that after I show you guys this sorting system. I'll show you guys the system first, and then we'll decide if I should lower the floor and therefore attach the second system to it. You know, it is what it is. Yeah. Ooh, I still have coffee left. Wait, this is fantastic. Drink. Delicious coffee. You missed the chaos? Aw, thank you, Yuzu. I appreciate. I honestly really did miss just being able to hang out with the informants, which is kind of why I was like, you know, I know that we had like Beholder, so we did have like a little bit of a chat session, and we did hang out a little bit, but like I knew that today was gonna be a collab and tomorrow was gonna be a collab, and then I decided that I deserve a weekend. I decided that I deserve a weekend, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have like a Zatsu. I'm gonna do a Zatsu. I don't often do like solo Zatsu streams, but you know, I wanted to at least be able to like actually talk to you guys, because I know that I try to sometimes when I'm doing collabs, especially in places like the SMP where I can mute myself and just talk to you guys, but it's still, you know, it's, I mean, I've said this before, but like the reason I stream is because of you guys. Right? Like there's fucking no point if I'm not actually like hanging out and like having conversations and like reading what people are saying and things like that. Like there's no fucking point. So I was like, all right, I need to actually like, you know, I need to actually like talk and like read and like, yeah, because I do love collabs and stuff too, obviously. I love being able to play games with other people, and I always hope that you guys enjoy like whatever it is that we're getting up to, but but yeah, you know, like I mean, I obviously like talking. I obviously just like chatting and hanging out, so I wanted to try to make sure I can do that as well, especially when I knew that I was going to be doing essentially 2 more collabs this week. I am going to be putting out the schedule for next week as well, a little bit early, I think. I don't know, maybe not. But I already do have it made up, particularly because, like I said, there's going to be a 12-hour stream, because I owe you guys a 12-hour stream. A 12-hour stream on Thursday, on the 11th, because I was like, that sounds like a perfect day, because it is exactly 2 months after the birthday celebration stream. Yes. So we're gonna do the 12-hour stream on Thursday, but Yeah. There's gonna be a couple, and squats, yeah, and 100 squats that I owe you guys. I know. I'll probably put some other things in there that I owe you guys from previously as well. So we'll probably use like a couple of hours of that to do, we'll write the fan fiction together that we need to do, and we'll do some yapping, because of course we will, and I'll try to have a community game or two in there. Maybe either more Jackbox or crab games, or I don't know. I mean, it won't be, Maybe we can do some drawing things. I don't know, we'll see. I have to figure that out. How's the cover song coming along? I may or may not have had some pieces commissioned for it. It's coming. I haven't been able to obviously do the actual singing part of it, because it's been a hot second. But there are some things already in the works for it. It is going. It's not just sitting there, I promise. If you cram all your sleep early in the week. No, that's not how that works, Waverly. That's not how that works. That is not how that works at all. But yeah, before that, that's gonna be on Thursday. And I do have work Wednesday. And I have a bunch of stuff that I have due that I wasn't able to do because I was sick. So Tuesday, most of it is gonna be working, but maybe I can sneak a stream in early in the day. We'll see. Monday, there is going to be more yapping though, more chatting, more hanging out. Will we maybe transition into karaoke? Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I haven't just done a silly little karaoke in a hot second, so maybe we'll do that. Friday is gonna be VSMP again because I fucking love the VSMP. Saturday, a little bit earlier in the day as well, is Lobotomy Corp. Yes. I'm thinking that I might start doing an earlier stream on Saturdays, and I know that like not everyone will be able to do that, but I don't know. I feel like there's some people that I see and that pop in, like for example, the pin saying that like, oh yeah, like a science stream that I can catch, that I can watch, and I'm like, it makes me feel bad. And so I might try to do like early on Saturdays and like do it every like 2 weeks or something. It's not gonna be like a consistent thing, honestly, or like a forever, I don't know. We'll test it, we'll see. I mean, you guys know that I tend to prefer later hours. Usually I only do earlier things when we have like collabs and things. So like, for example, tomorrow's stream is at 3:30 p.m. PST with Maeve because it's Mayo Craft. So it's a little bit earlier in the day as well. But yeah, usually it only is for collabs that I tend to do earlier streams. So I'm thinking maybe we'll, put something on Saturday, because that's usually my day off. There's usually nothing on that day. So if I do something at like 4 p.m. and we have like just like a little like 3 hour earlier in the day sort of thing, yeah, maybe, yeah. Stealing goes better at night after all. It is true. It is way easier to be a thief in the middle of the night than it is to be a thief in the middle of the day. Unless you're really good at disguises. For example, I know that there are some thieves in like suburban areas specifically, and if you look like you belong in the suburb and you're not like fucking breaking windows or some shit, there's a lot of times where people don't care. Or if you go in like, if you look like you are a locksmith, for example, you can sit there and like pick at the door, and so if someone asks, you can be like, oh, I'm just a locksmith, like, I'm just trading it out. Like if you have the new, like it looks like a new lock, right? And there's no one home during the day, yes, exactly. As long as you know there's not like a stay-at-home mom in that particular house, there are a lot of accounts of like generally suburban thieves who do this kind of thing, right? Because if you think about it, if you see a person who looks like a locksmith, they've got the toolbox, they've got like the new door knobs, like matching sets or like whatever, that looks like that they're actually replacing stuff, even if you question it, right? You're gonna like be like, hey, what's up? And they're gonna be like, oh, don't worry, I'm just changing the lock. Or whatever. And then you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense, right? On the other hand, sometimes people do pay attention, and that's how you get the cops called on you. For example, me being locked out of my own house as a kid, and then climbing the fence, and then climbing onto the roof, and then taking the screen out of my bedroom window, and then knowing that my window wasn't locked, so opening my window and getting into my house, and then having the police show up, and me having to explain that, no, I promise, I promise I live here. Do you want it? There's family photos on the wall. I can show you my face in this house. I live here. I forgot my keys when I went to school, and my dad is still at work, and my mom is visiting family. So I need to be home so I can clean. Yeah. So that was awkward. It was awkward. And that was my first encounter with the police. Technically, breaking into your own home is still illegal, but is it breaking? I didn't break anything, you know? I didn't break anything. I put everything back exactly where it needed to be. And it's not, you know, it's my bedroom. It's my bedroom. Illegal to break into your own house. It is not illegal to break into your own house. Breaking and entering implies without permission. Yes. So it's not illegal to break into your own house. Or at least it's not illegal where I live and or where a lot of other people possibly live as well. Yeah. It might depend on where you live. Especially in United States. A lot of states themselves, not even the country, but a lot of states have varying laws, so that could be part of it. Yeah. Breaking was changed many years ago to mean breaking the boundary, even entering an open window. Yeah, again, it's the implication of without permission, you know? It's the implication. Yeah. It's suspicious and you can be detained by the police. Yes, you can be. That's the thing, is it doesn't mean you're not gonna get in trouble for doing it. It just means it's not illegal. So you can get arrested and then later released if you break into your own house. But yeah, when they realize it's your own house, they're just gonna be like, you fucking wasted our time, you stupid piece of shit. And they're gonna let you go because they have to. As long as it's in a place where that's, you know, the law. Also, I don't know why in the world you would want to like detain like a 13, 14-year-old or whatever. It's children are small, very small. Then there'd technically still be a mugshot and a record. I mean, theoretically, but that's for like a proper, like that's not like an overnight detaining thing, right? That's it also depends on where you're from in terms of like how and when you would get something like that. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, it's a lot of like, make sure you check the laws in your area first. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, there were there were a lot of photos in my childhood homes of the family together and doing stuff, and we had like tons and tons of photo albums because this was pre-digital camera. So we had like thick ass fucking books just of like film photo after film photo from like every time we would go camping or we would do like church shit or like family reunions, or like school things. We had a lot of photos. So yeah, we had a lot of, I had a lot of proof that like, I actually live here. I promise I live here. I promise that this is my house and I'm not just breaking into some random person's place. So, the sheer embarrassment would be sufficient punishment for wasting their time. Yeah, so, I didn't, my anxiety didn't really pop into my life until, like, 8th and 9th grade. And this was, like, was this 7th still, or was this 8th? Anyway, this was, like, right around then, probably, but, like, before I got, some of that nice, fun high school trauma that lives with you well into your adult life. Like, I can, like, in my head, like, pinpoint the exact moments of a lot of shit in my life. Does that help me? Abso-fucking-lutely not. But I know where it comes from. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting, you know? But yeah, that was the first time I saw the police in a they're there for me sort of manner. Yeah. And like the second time was because I rode a bike right into the front of their police car, just because I could. I crashed a bike into their car. They weren't very happy with me. No, it was not the smartest thing I've ever done either, but you know, teenage Tanuki. Yay! Hi, doggy. Eating cheesesteak. I hope it was delicious. I hope it was fantastic. I'm doing pretty okay. Maybe that's why they're always after me now. You know, maybe the police just were like, we don't like this one. This one in particular, not it. It's definitely not because I'm a phantom thief or anything. Maybe it's just that they have like some sort of weird vendetta against me. That could be it, right? Maybe they've just got a weird vendetta against me. That could be it. How did Mom and Pa Hart handle that last one? They did not. There is no universe in which they will ever know that I have had to deal with the police multiple times. They do not know. I am the good child. I am the good child. Yes. Yeah. As far as they know, I am the easy child, which honestly has backfired multiple times in my life because I have straight up been told that the reason that they dote more on Bro Hart is because they know that I'll be okay, like I can take care of myself, so they don't have to worry about me. Yeah. So I, in terms of my parents have faked it until I've made it, and they believe that I am a totally competent and with it and put together person. And I don't do anything to change that opinion, other than get mental health diagnoses that they do not really think exist. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, bro Hart is the favorite. That's the thing, is they're like, oh, you're the favorite. You're so easy. We don't have to worry about you. And I'm like, please worry about me. Please also give me a trip to Bali because you don't think I can take care of myself. It's fine. But yeah, no, I'm okay with it, right? To me, that's like, I don't want them to have to worry about me. I want them to like be able to take care of themselves, which I realize is not the greatest. It's actually apparently like an issue. Because I do that with a lot of things, you know? Like, I want people to be okay, and I worry about other people, and I always want to take care of people, but like, then people are like, oh, what about you? And I'm like, I'm fine, even if I'm not fine. But I just want people to be okay, you know? I think that the world can be hard, and I want the people that I think are you know, that I care about, that I want to be around. I want them to do well, you know? I don't want them to have to worry about things. I don't want people to have to like be stressed about things outside of their control. So I very much, I'm that kind of person who, yeah, you know, I worry about other people, and then people are like, what about you? And I'm like, what about me? I'm here, you know, what about you? And it's almost kind of like a deflection of thinking about myself. But it's very much true, and it's especially true with my parents, or like people who have done a lot for me, that like you know, I don't want to bring my problems to my parents, because I want to make sure that they're doing well, and like they don't have to worry about things. Like, they're retired, they fucking raised me, they fucking raised bro hard already. Like, they don't need to deal with my shit. They have their own shit to deal with, right? They have a dog. And same thing with like with Mima, with Grandma Hart. If she like is like, oh, like, how are you doing? I'm never gonna be like, I'm stressed about this, and this. I'm gonna be like, oh, it's doing really well, and you know, I've got like this day on the weekend off. Do you want me to like come hang out? Do you need help with anything? Is your TV still working? Things like that, you know? I prefer to like, I think that's like my own version of like self-medication almost, is just like, you know, some people, none of it's healthy. So like some people are like, yeah, alcohol. Some people are like, yeah, other things or substances. Or some people are like, oh, I'm gonna watch a bunch of TV to not think about it, you know, to numb the pain. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna worry about other people instead. And like, to some extent it does actually help, because it makes me feel good to be able to help other people, and to like, you know, try to, you know, fix things for people if they need things to be fixed, or to just listen if they just need someone to listen. And that makes me feel good too, so to some extent it kind of works. Or watching VTubers, yeah, that's a fucking mood noodle. Sign to the therapist, enough about my problems, tell me about you. I would like to be able to say that that's never happened, but I can't. But I can't. So it's fine. Yeah. Cyon the therapist. I mean, yeah, kind of. That's the thing, is like, that's kind of I like being able to help people. I enjoy being useful, is generally how I put it, because it's not even like necessarily just helping people. I like being useful. I like being needed, question mark, without trying to make myself sound needy as fuck. I don't know, I enjoy it when people like obviously want me around. So I try really hard generally to, you know, do things that can help people, or like that at the very least won't make someone's life harder, you know? So it is what it is, and that's, you know, that's why my parents will never know a lot of things. My parents will never know a lot of things that happen in my life. Yeah. As much as I love my parents deeply. I think I have a great relationship with my parents compared to a lot of people. I love them very, very much, but yeah, I will never, unless it's like the last straw. So like I said, like if I were to like, you know, get super sick, lose my job, not be able to pay rent, like end up like before ending up on the street, then I would tell them and be like, hey, shit got fucked up, I need help. Like, right? Okay, I'm not just gonna like not. But until it gets to that particular point, there's a very, very low chance of me ever asking for help. Yeah, I don't like making people worry about me. People and friends that always come to you to complain about their problems but never ask how you're doing, so I hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you, Biran. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm really lucky in that, while I do like being the person to like help fix problems and for people to rant to and stuff, you know, all of the people that I have in my life are fucking fantastic, you guys included. But like, anytime someone does like rant or like ask for help or do things, they always like, you know, ask how I'm doing as well, right? Or like, hey, can you like, do you have a second where I can like talk? It's like, I need help with this thing. And like, they always give me that out if I do need it. So I'm very lucky about that as well. Yeah. You'd rather live on this street? Yeah, so the only reason that I feel like that now is because I do have a really good relationship with my parents, and I feel like I've deserved to have at least that little bit of a fallback, because I haven't asked for anything ever. Yeah. Where did I get the fancy outfit? It came with me from the raccoon world, but thank you for enjoying it. I do appreciate, yes. I do like my own cravat as well. Yes, and my little like epaulettes and stuff. I do like some fancy things every once in a while, you know? Are you sure we're not family from each other? I don't know, maybe. I've told you guys that I once figured out that I had a second cousin, or something, third cousin, I don't know, a cousin to some extent that is decently well removed, but I figured out I was related to someone in high school. I've told you guys about that, so like maybe, maybe we are, I don't know, maybe. No, I'm not a general, I'm just a fancy little thief. I'm just a fancy little thief, you know? Yeah. I'm just a fancy little guy. And I guess if you haven't seen me before, if you're relatively new here, you might not know. You might not know that. Yes, but I am indeed a fancy little thief. Yes, I even have a hat. I've got a hat. It's fantastic. I've got a bonk stick. You can also use it to like carabine down wires and stuff. It's very fun, very good, very cool. Also good to hit things with. Yes. But yeah, I'm a fancy little thief. Get that out of here. All right. Yay. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a phantom thief specifically, and we tend to like, you know, putting on a show, some fun little showmanship, some fun little fancy things every once in a while. So, yeah. You once moved to a different state and met a cousin you never knew you had? Yeah! I mean, I know all of my family, and that, like, includes second cousins. Because when I was growing up, at least, my Hart side of the family, very large, very large side of the family. My Hart side of the family is not very large. There's much less people on it. But Pa Hart side of the family, Meemaw has like 8 siblings, and all of those siblings have had at least 3 kids. So like, Pa Hart has 2 siblings, so there are 3 kids. Yeah, so we used to have family gatherings in Meemaw's backyard, because she lived like out in the farmland sort of thing. So there was just like big sprawling areas, and we would bring in tables for like food and barbecue and stuff, and there was a fire pit and shit. Yeah. So I met a lot of my family, like, and we were like, I knew them from very, very early on. Because yeah, we would have these like absolutely gigantic family reunions. Used to be every year in the summer, and then like they stopped happening because Meemaw got old and all the grandkids grew up, and like we all have our own stuff, so they kind of just stopped existing in, I want to say when I was leaving high school era-ish, somewhere around there. And so we still have them every once in a while, but they're much smaller. It's usually like just like within the more immediate family, so cousins and one group of second cousins, because they're essentially, I mean, they're very close in age to the cousin group, so they kind of just get lumped in with us, and I watch them grow up. Yeah, and they're very, very sweet, so I love them dearly. But of the close cousins, I am still the oldest. I am the oldest, so I used to watch everyone Like I would bring everyone to like local parks and shit, and like watch them play games and like deal with all the shit and break up all the fights and make sure people were doing okay. And like honestly, that's definitely where it came from. That's definitely why I am the way that I am, is because I've always kind of been the oldest person around, and I have to take care of things. But I'm also pretty good at like listening and breaking up fights when I need to be. So I think that's a pretty good skill to have, right? That's a pretty good skill to have. Yeah. One VTuber once had her own brother cameoshi her, and then later found out it was one of his sisters. Okay, to me, that's interesting, because does that mean that your brother doesn't know what you fucking sound like on a daily basis? Cause like, if Bro Hart found my stream, that bitch would be in here like immediately doxing me. like immediately. Probably not like super on purpose, because he's not like malicious or anything. I think he would just be like, oh my god, I found you. And I would be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Yeah. Because I love Bro Hart, but like, god damn it. People sound different over the phone? I guess. Like, if the family's not super close-knit and you haven't seen them in a long time, like, maybe. But like, me and Bro Hart aren't even all that close. I mean, we're siblings. I love the boy. I don't know. I don't know. In my brain, because I'm older than him, he's like a baby, right? He's my baby brother. He's not a fucking baby. He's a fully grown, totally adult male. You know? But my brain is just like, oh yeah, baby. And then I have to remind myself that no. This man is well past the point of baby. But like, yeah, I don't know. We're not super close or anything, but we still see each other at the very least once every 2 months, right? Cause like, we go out for lunch with my parents a lot. Sometimes like we each go out like individually, so like I hang out with my parents a decent amount, but But yeah, I don't know. I feel like immediately he would be able to tell. But yeah, I guess if you haven't seen them in a long time and it's just like over the phone or like, you know, for like Christmas once a year or something, then yeah. ID number. Yeah. Maybe. Or I guess the other thing is like if you speak a specific language with your family, versus speaking like a different language when you're streaming, that's also understandable, because I don't know if you guys have heard people speak in 2 different languages, but a lot of the time the intonation and the way that people talk is very, very different. For example, one of my best friends is Japanese, and when she speaks English versus when she is speaking in Japanese, totally fucking different. That is a different person. So like in that case, yeah, like if, for example, if the person speaks, yeah, like Japanese at home and then they're streaming in English, yeah, I can understand that you might not necessarily catch on. Yeah. A lot of people say they suddenly become more polite when speaking Japanese. That's part of it for sure, but also like the intonation changes. So her voice, for example, like if my voice were her voice, for example, she would go from down here and like doing what she does to kind of going up here a little bit, and it gets a little bit more airy, and it kind of chills out like this, and it is what it is, right? It like there's a very different tone in which she speaks each of the languages that she speaks. Yeah. Amoria is a perfect example. Yeah, I think it's kind of the way that a lot of languages work, right? Like, I feel like there's just a different, you know, like if you are taught to speak in a certain way in one language versus another. You have a deep voice in English and Filipino, your voice becomes higher and you're goofier. Yeah, that's the thing, is that like, sometimes it is very, very different, even if it's the same person, between 2 different languages that they speak, right? Because like my oppa, for example, if he was talking German, I mean, he sounds, you know, a lot of the time German can sound kind of angry. But he was like the silliest fucking like belly laugh man in English with a heavy German accent. But like, you know, like it was very much a difference. You could sound like a very serious man or just like a silly grandpa. And obviously, am I a little bit biased on that because he was only in my life when I was a kid? Yeah. Yeah, obviously I'm biased, but you know, there's a lot of times when intonation and the way that you talk changes based on a language. So yeah, that makes, you know, more sense as well if that were to be the case. Yeah. Ooh, okay. This is how we normally talk, not German though, close to them though, yeah. Yeah, if you've heard that change for like German to another language, it's kind of funny as well. It's like the opposite of if you've ever heard someone typically go from like an Asian language, not an Asian language, that's untrue because I've heard people go from different Chinese dialects to English, and the Chinese is a lot scarier sounding. And I say scarier specifically because I don't like people yelling at me. There's certain dialects where it sounds like loud. Does that make sense? Or like the typical societal thing to do is to speak on average louder. Yeah. Because like if you think about it, some places people tend to speak more quietly, and other places people tend to speak more loudly, right? Depending on what the societal norm is and how other people do. Your Latin sounds a bit ominous and angry. Yeah. Yeah. When you can't tell if two people are having an argument or just talking normally. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, see ya, B-Run. Have a good day at work. Have a good time. All right, I am... I'm thinking maybe we're gonna end soon-ish. I'll find someone for us to raid into. Just because I'm gonna order myself some food. Yeah, I'm gonna order myself some food so that I can have something to eat at the very least before we go into the collab in like just over an hour here. Because I don't wanna be too hungry when we do that. Otherwise, I'll be sad. I won't be able to do fun things. And Kadillaman, thank you for this. Thank you for this soup. I appreciate it. Happy 4th of July. Thank you. Happy day of escaping and freedom. Yes. And Lizards, thank you for the soup as well. I appreciate it. Thank you. Surely this can buy at least one chicken strip. I will get chicken strips, and they will be delicious. Yes. I think I'm just gonna get chicky strips because they arrive pretty quickly, and I'm only giving myself essentially like half an hour because generally speaking, that's usually when you get into a call or set things up with whoever else you're going on with. So yeah, I need them to get here fast. Yeah. So I'm gonna get some chicky strips, and then we will be back at 9, so just over an hour. We're gonna be playing Minecraft on the VSMP with Daya and whoever else is around, but we've planned specifically to hang out with Daya today. I'm very excited for that because I heckin' love Daya, and we were supposed to do it last week, but I couldn't fucking talk. So it is what it is. Okay, let me see who is up and around. Let me see. Ooh, Mimi is doing karaoke. That sounds fun. I think we're gonna go on over to Mamie. So if you don't know who Mamie is, she is a cute little witch from Kawaii's newest gen, Ephemera. She's adorable, she's fantastic, she's very, very cute. And she's doing some 4th of July karaoke today, and just hanging out. There are also a lot of other cute girls who are streaming right now. If I go and check it out, there's a lot of very cute girls who are doing cute little 4th of July things as well. Eva Avanova is doing well, she said it says hand cam, but it looks like it's just her chilling. Yuno is doing a little to the left, which we might be doing at some point because there's DLC and that game is certainly exists. That game is certainly exists. But yeah, there's a lot of different 4th of July things going on right now. Some of them are probably absolutely fantastic, and some of them are probably quite loud. And some of them are still probably fantastic, even if they are loud. So it is what it is. Yes. But yes, let's go over and hang out with the absolutely lovely Mamie and her karaoke. And then I will see you guys, if you are still around, in an hour for some Minecraft. Yeah, and I can show you guys my storage room. Okay, thank you guys for coming to our silly little Zatsu and hangout. I do appreciate it. Yes. And I'll see you guys all soon. I'll see you soon. Sayonara. Bye.